I'm Greg Smith.
Ted Poley.
Steve Brown.
Chuck Berge.
And we are Tokyo Motor Fist.
The Tokyo Motor Fist project came together about a year and a half ago, I think it was, when my good friend Serafino from Frontiers Records reached out to me and said, "Hey Steve, would you like to make a CD with Ted Poley?" And I thought about it for about 2 seconds and I said, "Man, that's a great idea. I've known Ted for almost 30 years. Trickster and Danger grew up together in the rock and roll business. Made absolute sense." And then Serafino asked me, he said, "Who would you like to play in the band? Who are you going to get to play drums and bass?" And I had the perfect rhythm section in mind, Greg Smith and Chuck Berge. What better rhythm section can you have? They played in Rainbow together. Forget about it. So boom, Tokyo Motor Fist was born.
Steve would send me the tracks, and I'd be in my studio, and I got my studio with all my basses on the wall, and like about 100 Fender basses, and a Gibson. And a Music Man, and a bunch of different stuff. But anyway, each one of them have a unique sound. So I'd listen to the track, man. I got a bar in there. I'd pour myself a cold one. I'd turn the lights down. I'd crank it up, and I'd just sit and listen. And I'd kind of really dig the vibe of the song. And then I'd look at my wall of basses, and I'd go, that one, 1972 Fender Precision. Okay, let's try that one out.
It was very painful, actually. No, I would show up every day. He had the rack. He would tie me to it, whip me a little bit till I hit the high notes. Actually, working with this guy is a dream come true because I would show up, we'd do regular business hours, drive up to Steve's place, somehow after breakfast every time. I never got breakfast, but I was a little late, but I'd show up.
I gave you coffee, though.
He has awesome coffee. I have to admit, we were fueled by coffee. I would come, having studied the songs, come in, all tense. Steve-O would say, "Hey man, just do it your way." And I would do it my way. Then he'd make me do it the right way. And it was awesome. No, it was painless. I'd come in, I would record every day. We would do it like going to the office. And I loved it.
What was it like to record the Tokyo Motor Fist album? First of all, it was a blast. Second of all, it was extremely easy because producer, songwriter, guitar player Steve Brown had pretty much already wrote and recorded the record before I started my playing. He presented me with a bunch of demos that sounded amazing. So I stole a lot of the cool drum parts from his demos, and then getting together, we would try and track usually 2-3 songs a day. Steve had a real good idea of what he wanted to get out of me, and after having lived with the demos for a couple of weeks, I thought I could bring some ideas as well. So we just hit it off. We've known each other for a long time, so it was a great working environment. It went very smoothly and very quickly.
Making the CD was so much fun because first off, we're all such good friends, and as you can imagine, the bad jokes were just flying, and we laughed and laughed. And in between laughing, we made some pretty great music, I think. I had all the songs written, and I gave the songs to the guys, to Ted, Chuck, and Greg. And the only thing I told them, I said, "You guys need to make these songs your own. I need you to take whatever I give you, and we need to take this to the next level and be comfortable and put in your magic." And that's what each of the guys did.
Working with this guy is beautiful. If I'm not sure I have it right, he says, "Hey, hit the road. I'm going to make it right." And it was right. I mean, I did an awesome job, but he polished it real well.
I think Ted has done, without a doubt, some of his best vocal performances ever. Greg Smith's bass playing is just off the charts. He really put some tasty, just classic rock bass playing in there. And Chuck Berge, it's great to see him back playing hard rock music because, probably as you know, a lot of you, he's been with Billy Joel for the last, 10 or 15 years and not really playing, double bass, 80s rock drumming, and he's back in a big way, playing better than ever.
I've actually never worked with anybody in my whole illustrious career that ever had such a vision of how the end result would be. And I don't mean like the Iron Fist kind of vision. Fist, there's that. But no, he was great. He knew exactly what he wanted, and he even pulled stuff out of me that, I didn't know I had in me.
You're My Revolution is my favorite TMF song, and there's several reasons. First of all, I'm a big believer in falling in love and what that can do to you and your life and your relationships. And for me, the song speaks to that aspect of anybody's life that can be turned upside down, and also make them feel passionate about loving somebody else, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the outcome, or the consequences, I should say. It's probably the most aggressive track on the record, and it mixes a bit of what I think is like punk with metal, it's got a really good edge to it, and I'm a big fan of aggressive music, so that embodied that part of me that I think still loves to thrash and play real hard and fast, and that's why it's my favorite.
People blame the president, but that ain't me. Some people say the internet too much for me, but sometimes I get a little freaked, 'cause I feel like a bomb. You set me off for good to keep me warm and warm, to never listen you say.
My particular favorite is a song called Love, which is, first of all, I love the title. As soon as I saw the list of songs, I said, that's probably going to be a very cool song, because otherwise it's very hard to write a song called Love. And Steve-O did it. I love that song. It's sort of a mid-tempo ballad, and that particular day I was singing I was in good voice. Some days you have to force it. Some days it just happens, and I feel that song really is representative of what I like to do and what I like to sound like, but it's love. It's what we feel for you here in Tokyo Motor Fist. We do love you, and we appreciate doing this for you. So that would be my pick.
Then you get love. There's a way that we could all just lend a hand to make a brighter day. A way that we could open up your heart to say that it's okay.
My favorite song on the Tokyo Motor Fist CD is a track called Put Me to Shame. It's one of the heavier songs on the record, and just has a real cool old school Def Leppard vibe to it. Badass riff, incredible, like some really cool musicianship. There's a great breakdown in it that has some ripping guitars and incredible drum work, kind of almost like progressive. And just really dig that, big vocals. And it's a little bit, for Ted, it was one of the songs that worried him a little bit, so that made me happier to even make him cut it, make him scream really loud and hurt his voice. Yeah.
You got me worried in a maze of bloodstone. No, no, no. I ain't gonna be your punching bag. No, no, no. I'm falling ash from your cigarette tray.
My favorite song, I would have to say, is Falling Apart. For a few reasons. One, it's just like a straight-ahead rocker, really badass song. But one thing that I really didn't realize, even after listening to it, was that it really spoke to me because of lyrically. I lost my best friend actually early this year, cancer. Don't smoke, kids. And it just sort of spoke to me. That the whole energy of the song and the lyrically, it was just something that really spoke to me, and I love it. I still love listening to it.
It's got me blinded by the light, and it's cheating the time of my life, 'cause I'm falling apart at the seams. Don't know what.
To me, once again, I mean, to play with guys of this caliber and this much talent is awesome. I'm sure they've learned a lot by working with me. I mean, no, actually, quite the opposite. I have to be humble here. These guys have sold, well, millions of records, lots of millions of records, hundreds of millions, just you alone, hundreds of millions of records.
What is the name of the album?
One thing I could say about the record is it's everything you'd expect from us, but it has a lot more depth and a lot of things you wouldn't expect from the band.
These guys are awesome. You can't deny the talent and the names and the stuff these guys have done. And thanks for having me. I've had a great time, and to tell you the truth, it's one of my favorite records I've ever done. I think I've done 30 full-length records at this point. And
wow, that's a lot of records.
I'm very old, but this is an awesome record, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on it. I'm saying that because you did an awesome job. So,
well, we all did an awesome job, and that's the truth.
The future plans of Tokyo Motor Fest, I don't really know. I mean, right now we're just enjoying the feedback we've been getting on the CD from all around the world. People are just loving it, which is so cool. I can't wait for all of our fans to hear it. Fans of Danger Danger, Trickster, Rainbow, Ted Nugent, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, Van Halen. It's got all those elements and a lot more.
Future goals is to conquer the world.
Well, this collaboration of Tokyo Motor Fest is one of my most fun experiences, and it's with some of my favorite people.
But we're just so stoked, and I had so much fun making this record. I love these guys. The four of us have become so much closer making the CD, and just an incredible experience.
I actually get to tour with my friends, man.
Just want to thank Frontiers Records for giving us this opportunity to make this Tokyo Motor Fest CD. It's incredible, and for the fans out there, thank you for all the years of support, and feel the fist, baby. Tokyo Motor Fest.